Welcome to episode 243 of OTD, your daily dose of soccer history by 17 Laws Guy. It's July 1st, 1990. Napoli, Stadio San Paolo, England against Cameroon. It's a World Cup quarterfinal. And today, Cameroon's impossible run comes within 7 minutes of becoming something even bigger. Cameroon lead England 2-1. They're closing in on the first World Cup semi-final ever reached by an African team. Roger Milla has come off the bench again and changed the match again. England are wobbling. The football world is watching. And then Lineker wins a penalty. And then another. England 3, Cameroon 2, after extra time. The Indomitable Lions are out, but they have already changed the World Cup. How did we get here? Cameroon's football story is also Africa's World Cup story. Football grows in Cameroon through colonial structures, schools, clubs, missionaries, soldiers, cities, and the post-independence nation-building world. The national federation develops after independence, and the national team eventually becomes known as the Indomitable Lions, one of the great nicknames in world football. By the 1970s and 80s, Cameroon has serious football institutions. Canon Yaoundé are a continental force. Tonnerre Yaoundé and Union Douala matter. Players like Jean-Manga Ongwene, Théophile Abega, Roger Milla, Thomas Nkono, and Joseph-Antoine Bell give Cameroon a generation that is no longer merely regional. They win the African Cup of Nations in 1984. They lose the final in 86. They win it again in 88 under Claude Leroy. So when Cameroon arrive at Italia 90, they are not a joke, but they are chaotic. Their coach now is Valery Nepomniachtchi, a Soviet coach from the Russian side of the Kazakh border, originally sent to work in youth development. He doesn't speak French. He's not a famous international manager. He takes over because Claude Leroy leaves after the 1988 AFCON triumph. Cameroon qualified for the World Cup by topping a group with Nigeria, Angola, and Gabon, then beating Tunisia 3-0 on aggregate. But the preparation is wild. There are bad warm-up results. There are political pressures. There are disputes with the federation. And there's kit and equipment chaos. And then there's Roger Milla, 38 years old, playing for Saint-Pierroise-en-Réunion out in the Indian Ocean. A legend, yes, but not exactly the future. Cameroon President Paul Biya wants him in the squad. Public pressure builds. Milla is summoned. Some teammates are skeptical. Thomas Nkono helps persuade them. And suddenly, the old man is in Italy. Cameroon had been to a World Cup once before, Spain 1982. They drew 0-0 with Peru, and 0-0 with Poland, and 1-1 with Italy. They went home unbeaten. Italy went on to win the World Cup. Cameroon missed the next round on goals scored. And Nkono became one of the tournament's images. Long goalkeeper trousers in the Spanish sun, calm, elastic, almost feline. He later moved to Espanyol. Gianluigi Buffon would even name his son Thomas in his honor. So Cameroon had already won the world. But in 1990, the world still doesn't expect this. Opening match, San Siro, Argentina, the defending world champions, Diego Maradona. And then, hours before kickoff, another goalkeeper drama. Joseph-Antoine Bell, brilliant and outspoken, has given an interview criticizing the preparations and suggesting that losing 3-0 to Argentina might not be a disaster. So he is dropped. Nkono is told he is playing. He had thought he was on the bench. His wife had gone shopping. This is before mobile phones, so he's trying to reach her, trying to process the fact that he's about to face Maradona. Cameroon defend deep. They fight. They suffer. André Canabiyik is sent off. Then his brother, François Oman Biyik, scores with a header that Neri Pompidou should have saved. Cameroon lead 1-0. Benjamin Massing later gets sent off after one of the most infamous non-tackles in World Cup history on Claudio Canigia. Cameroon finished with 9 men, but it's Cameroon 1, Argentina 0, one of the great World Cup shocks. Next comes Romania. Still 0-0. Milla comes on. A huge dropping ball. Ion Andone misjudges it. Milla rolls him, enters the box, finishes. Then he scores again, somehow seeming to pass to himself around defenders before smashing in at the near post. Cameroon win 2-1. And at the corner flag, Milla dances. We told that story in episode 226. Then Cameroon lose 4-0 to the Soviet Union. It's a strange match. Cameroon are already through. The Soviet Union need goals, and both benches carry Soviet football. Valery Lobanovsky coaching the USSR, Valery Nepomniachtchi coaching Cameroon. Despite the win, Soviet Union finishes last and is eliminated from the group, the only time that has happened, and it would turn out to be the last World Cup match before the breakup of the Soviet Union. Cameroon still top the group, but with negative goal difference. In the round of 16, they meet Colombia. Carlos Valderrama, Freddy Rincon, René Higuita, 0-0 after 90 minutes. Milla comes on again. In extra time, he scores a superb first goal. Then Higuita, playing sweeper-keeper before the word was ready for it, receives a bad pass outside his box. Milla robs him and rolls the ball into the empty net. Cameroon 2, Colombia 1. First African quarterfinalist. And now England. England have not been wonderful in Italy. A draw with Ireland, a draw with the Netherlands, a 1-0 win over Egypt. Then Belgium in the round of 16, where David Platt scores in the final minute of extra time. Bobby Robson's team is 10th, talented, and still trying to become the team England remembers. Shilton, Butcher, Walker, Pearce, Waddle, Platt, Gascoigne, and Lineker. In Naples, England score first, 26th minute. Terry Butcher finds Stuart Pearce. Pearce crosses, David Platt heads in. England 1, Cameroon 0. At halftime, it looks manageable. But then, Roger Milla enters, and England suddenly can't deal with him. He drops into the space between defense and midfield. He turns, he draws fouls. He makes England look uncertain. 61st minute. Milla turns. Paul Gascoigne lunges. Penalty. Emmanuel Kunde scores 1-1. 4 minutes later, Milla again. He receives, spins, and slides the pass through to Eugene Keke. Beautiful finish. Cameroon 2, England 1. Now the impossible is visible. Cameroon are 25 minutes from the semi-final. Then 7 minutes from the semi-final. And then Lineker. In the 83rd minute, he is clipped by Massing. Penalty. Lineker converts. 2-2. Extra time. England now have momentum. Gascoigne drives them forward. Cameroon push higher than they should. The game stretches. In the 105th minute, Lineker goes through, rounds Nkono, and is brought down. Another penalty. Lineker scores again. England 3, Cameroon 2. Cameroon keep fighting. But the fairy tale ends here. So what? England go on to meet West Germany in the semi-final. Of course, it goes to penalties. And of course, England lose. Gascoigne cries. Waddle misses. Pearce misses. West Germany reach the final and beat Argentina. But Cameroon, they go home as heroes. Huge crowds receive them in Yaoundé. The Pope had visited earlier that year, and by some accounts say that the crowds for the Lions were even bigger. That tells you what this team meant. But was it Cameroon's high water mark? At the World Cup, yes. They qualify again in 1994, helped by Africa's increased allocation after 90, but they are badly beaten by Russia. Milla scores at 42 and breaks his own oldest goal scorer record, but the team goes out early. Cameroon qualify again and again, win AFCON titles in 2000, 2002 and 17, take Olympic gold in 2000, and produce Samuel Eto'o, Rigobert Song, Patrick Mboma, Geremi, Lauren, Alex Song, Vincent Abubakar, and many more. But no Cameroon team has gone deeper than 1990. The wider African story keeps moving. Egypt missed the boat literally in 1930, but were there in 1934. Morocco came in 1970. Zaire in 1974. Plenty of anecdotes from that experience. Tunisia beat Mexico in 78, Africa's first World Cup win. Algeria shocked West Germany in 1982, but were effectively blocked by the Gijon Non-Aggression Pact. Morocco reached the second round in 1986. Cameroon, the quarterfinals, in 1990. Senegal followed in 2002 and copied Cameroon with a 1-0 win in the opener against the reigning champions, France. Ghana, in 2010, won Suarez handball and won a Samoa Gyan penalty away from the semi-final. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Then Morocco in 2022 finally broke the wall. They beat Spain. They beat Portugal. They became the first African team to reach a World Cup semi-final. And now, In 2026, we've already seen new and positive developments, like DR Congo and Cabo Verde getting out of the group stage and into the knockouts. DR Congo takes on England today, and Cabo Verde is up against Messi and his Argentina 2 days from now. But in essence, Cameroon were not the final answer. They were the door being kicked open, and maybe that is their real legacy. Not that they proved Africa would immediately win the World Cup. That hasn't happened still. But they proved African football could give the tournament one of its great stories, one of its great teams, one of its great celebrations, and one of its great almosts. The key word is almost. Almost past Italy in 1982, almost the semi-final in 90, almost Ghana in 2010, and almost Morocco in 2022. But without Cameroon, the later almosts feel different. Before we go, 3 things to take away from July 1st, 1990. First, Cameroon's run was not a miracle from nowhere. It came from a serious football country, AFCON champions, elite goalkeepers, strong clubs, exported professionals, and a generation with real personality. Second, the chaos was real too. The goalkeeper drama, the late Milla recall, the preparation problems, the federation politics, all of it should have broken the campaign, but somehow it gave it more life. Third, Cameroon against England remains one of the great World Cup what-ifs. 7 minutes from the semi-final, then Gary Lineker, 2 penalties, and the brutal lesson that tournament football rewards not only romance, but finishing, timing, and nerve. On this day in 1990, England beat Cameroon 3-2 after extra time in Naples, ending the Indomitable Lions' unlikely World Cup run, but not before Cameroon had become the first African quarterfinalist and one of the most beloved teams in World Cup history. That's all for episode 243 of OTD, your daily dose of soccer history by 17 Laws Guy. If you like this story, help me push the show in front of more people by rating it 5 stars, and only 5 stars, and sharing it with your friends. You'll be surprised how much it really helps the algorithm. If you have an idea for the show, email me at otd@17lawsguy.com. Tomorrow goes to July 2nd, 2010, Uruguay against Ghana, Luis Suarez on the goal line, a red card, a missed penalty, and the handball that paid off. See you then.